Hi guys, it's Joanne Wilson from BarExamSuperhero.com. According to what I had stated yesterday, if you have questions in these last 2 weeks, I will be sure to record a video and answer as many questions as I possibly can. And yay, I'm not in a suit today. Also means I didn't get the job. But that's okay. More time for you guys. But anyway, so one of the questions that came in yesterday was about essays, and at this point, what you should do about essays. It's a little late in the game to try and write an essay and send it to your bar provider. Your bar providers are being swamped and they're trying to get through your essays that you wrote for your simulated exams. So don't try and write an essay and send it to your bar provider. Instead, there's a couple other things that you could do. Now, you could full write an essay and you could self-grade it. Lots of people avoid this because they're afraid of what will happen and they're afraid that they're not going to grade themselves as harshly. Try to look at it as an outsider. Walk away from your essay for an hour and come back to it. Then go through it line by line, looking at the prompt to your side, making sure that it matches pretty well. Doesn't have to be perfect, but as well as possible, make sure you hit all the issues and make sure that your rule statements were accurate. That's one option of what you could do. The other thing is you could go through several prompts. By doing this, you could pick one subject matter, go through the prompts, and try to find trends. I have my students create and use what I use during bar prep, which is called an essay attack plan. It's something I actually stole from another bar tutor. Sorry. But it actually works. What you do is you go through the essays and you try to see trends. This would be like contract essays. You can guarantee that the first thing you better hit is, was there a valid contract? The second thing you better tell me is, was it UCC or was it common law? These are things that you can find as you go through prompts. Look for trigger words that would trigger you to find a different word. Like if somebody says something that's going to end a contract, you better argue anticipatory repudiation. If you see something along the lines of a telephone call, you would want to see if there was an oral modification at that point. Look for these trends, write them down. You can see the essay attack plans that I've created and shared with you. They're not complete, so please don't think that these are the be and end all, because they're actually meant for you to add on to. Use the essay attack plans that are provided in the extra section of this website. Now, some people feel this is inadequate. Another thing that you could always do with essays is you could go through and you could go ahead and do the issue spotting. Take 15 minutes and build an outline. By building the outline, you're essentially leading yourself down the correct path that you would have to use during the bar exam. Word of caution. Many people make outlines during the bar exam. They outline the essay prompts, and then they have this beautiful long outline and they never use it. This is pretty much to your detriment. By using an outline during the bar exam, one, it's there so that you know how to stay on target. Number two, if you have a moment of panic during the bar exam, like I did, I got an hour and 20 minutes into the first essay, which was a contract essay, and it was like, find all the issues. And that was about 15 issues. I had a moment of panic, and I completely sidetracked myself and thought, I'll never get this done. But luckily, I had outlined all of my essays real quickly as I read through the fact patterns. I put notes in the margins, and I put big bullet points down at the bottom. This is a way that you could prevent the mind blank of panic. The other thing is that by having written essay attack plans and known for what subjects you need to address things for, you would have an advantage because you're almost running on an autopilot, and that's the point you want to be at this point. You want to be autopiloted. Now, some people are struggling at this point because they feel like they don't have the rule statements memorized enough. Here's the thing. No one does. There's the frank truth of it all. No one knows everything, and they're never going to get a perfect rule statement. I tutor, and I still get rule statements completely wrong. It's normal. It's called you know too much information, and having to write it all out is very, very complicated. So don't worry if you don't have it perfect. Have it memorized to the point that you can at least go through everything, such as, like I said, for contracts, one of the things that you're going to have to make sure that you define, if it's a UCC contract, is tell me what a good is. Anytime you use a legal word, you want to define it to the best of your ability. If you use layman's terms, don't feel bad. They actually want to see that. They want to see that you used terms that your clients could understand. So this isn't like regular law school writing. This is writing like you're talking to a client. Write like you're talking to somebody who doesn't have a law degree. And that's the best thing you could do. Another part that people are struggling with right now is how to format an essay. Here's the thing. Several school programs, I shall not name whom, uh, teach different methods of writing for the bar exam. It could be crack, it could be pre-crack, it could be this one other format that I've seen that they're like, here's an outline, just put the analysis underneath. No, these are not acceptable according to the Board of Bar Examiners. According to the Board of Bar Examiners instructions, which is what you should be operating by, they want IRAC. That's it, folks. IRAC. No crack, no pre-crack. Crack is whack. None of that, okay? Go to old school IRACing. The best way to do this and make sure that you hit your IRAC is to put every step of the IRAC in an individual paragraph. You want to have an issue statement. Many people are telling me that they don't want to have an issue statement. Why bother having the bar examiners doubt what you're doing? Put your issue statement at the top. It can be one line. The issue is whether there's a valid contract. Boom. Done. You at least have an issue statement. Now the next part is the more complicated section. Lots of people tend to write their analysis and put their rules in the analysis. Bar examiners could deduct you at this point for not having complete rule statements because your rules are buried throughout. Don't make the bar examiners work to find your rules. Put all of your rules together in one paragraph. One paragraph. Indicate the paragraph by saying the rule is, or in Florida, blah blah blah. Indicate what the rules are, and then go into your analysis and use that. And make sure you include a conclusion at the bottom of each section. The other thing I do, and I tell people this because many people won't realize it's okay, is that you can, if say you have several sections that the same rule has to be used in, right? Maybe there's a consideration issue, right? So you have it in your first section because you have your valid contract and you've defined it, and then you have to bring it up later on. Rather than sit there and try and rewrite the rule again and have the danger that you could define it completely differently than you did earlier on, which is going to make the bar examiner sit there and be like, what? Try and use Roman numerals because then you can go, the rule for consideration is defined in section 1. Now they know that they can go back and they see it. Plus, it's a time saver. And considering you only have an hour for each essay, time savers are awesome. So these are different tactics that you could use. If you have any other questions that you have during the bar exam, or during the not during the bar exam, because I can't help you during the bar exam, but during the last 2 weeks of bar prep, please send them in. I will answer them, or I will find somebody who can answer them. That means alumni, if you're reading this or watching this, you will be hit up for answers. So, all else fails, go ahead and send me a question. I will do my best to get you an answer. You can send them through text message, send them through the website, or send them through Facebook/Twitter. I will get to you as soon as I can. I hope this has helped you with essays. If you have any further questions, like I said, send me a message. All right, good luck, superheroes. You got this. All right, talk to you later.